Micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs in India contribute significantly to the output and employment, but also adversely impact the environment and social dimensions.
We did a study and we found that there are around 11 sectors where there is need for both energy savings and also need for promoting occupational health and safety and better working conditions for the laborers.
There are around 5,500 registered foundry enterprises in India that are clustered in 47 urban locations. 90% of these foundries are micro and small enterprises, which often use obsolete and inefficient melting technology. The solution was to scale up the implementation levels and build upon several small initiatives taken in the past. This is en route towards achieving the national target of 20 to 25% reduction in emission intensity of GDP by 2020. So, a group of 6 institutions with the Foundation for MSME Clusters (FMC) in the lead undertook a European Union funded project scaling up of sustainable development of MSME clusters in India in 4 foundry clusters that targeted 500 enterprises directly and 600 enterprises indirectly, thus covering almost 20% of the total foundry enterprises in the country. Technology diffusion in these enterprises required identifying the need of these enterprises. Local business development service providers were linked with the enterprises in order to get customized technical support. A local team was deployed to provide continuous hand-holding to them. As a consequence, a reduction in coke usage by an average of 25% was seen, leading to an overall saving of 1,500 truckloads of coke.
डीबीसी लगाने के बाद इंडक्शन की कॉस्ट से हमको जो डीबीसी की कॉस्ट है बहुत कम पड़ने लगी। एफएमसी के आने के बाद 30% तक कोक की सेविंग हुई हमारी।
We realized that in micro enterprises, there is less feasibility of capital-intensive technology change. Adoption of better practices and smaller retrofitting changes also has a lot of scope for energy efficiency and consequential pollution reduction in the MSME sector. Exposure visits to successful examples gives the skeptic entrepreneurs confidence as potential change adopters. This project has conducted more than 500 meetings, workshops, discussions, etc. to facilitate linkages between various stakeholders. Having realized the economic gains, the entrepreneurs started undertaking measures to improve their social track record by adopting occupational health and safety measures for their workers.
Herein, we tried to institutionalize these activities by roping in local institutions, local practitioners, and a few of the companies which were eager to come forward with their CSR activities.
So there are 3 things that we do as far as occupational health and safety for the workers is concerned. First one being health camps. So organizing medical interventions for them so that they remain healthy and they are able to come to work. That's the first one. Second one is where through first aid kits and personal protective equipment, they are provided so that they can protect themselves from the work conditions. And the third is providing clean, safe drinking water.
Inadequate collection, recycling and uncontrolled disposal of waste into landfillings can lead to severe hazards and environmental pollution. Almost 500,000 tons of slag and 6 billion tons of burnt sand from foundries are used for landfilling. The project, in collaboration with Development Alternatives, a leading technical institution, has demonstrated the reuse of this waste for making paver and pavement blocks in the construction industry, giving the MSMEs an exposure for conversion of the waste as a commercial viable product. The Ministry of Science and Technology has come forward to scale up commercialization of this technology across the country beyond the project duration. A large number of MSMEs are represented by their local industry associations or business membership organizations, BMOs, that are best suited to promote this concept of sustainable consumption and production, SCP. The project enables BMOs to provide the much needed SCP-related services to MSMEs.
BMOs are the pillar of sustainability in a cluster development program. FMC's relationship BMO is based on trust and mutual learning.
In order to recognize the BMOs, the first ever award for responsible BMOs in India was organized and institutionalized on an annual basis. This helped to spread awareness among more than 1,000 BMOs. Through this project, Global Reporting Initiative (GRI) piloted cluster-level reporting and managing impacts through it. The concept of aggregate reporting is about measuring, managing, and bringing sustainable change.
From GRI side, we could understand about their challenges and difficulties, and then we looked at how sustainability can be integrated into their businesses. This brought in an awareness that sustainability is not anti-business, but it is pro-business, and sustainability is not about short-term gains, but really about long-term business growth.
According to RBI report, 92% of the MSMEs do not have access to institutional finance. The challenges are multifold. The project, together with SIDBI, a leading national financing institution for MSMEs, has capacitated BMOs and other intermediaries to build awareness on how to access formal credit.
The main focus of the program was to enhance the flow of credit to these foundries, to have better manufacturing practices, to have more energy efficient systems and processes. We have conducted a lot of programs which has helped them to understand the need that they have to modernize their factories and facilities, and a lot of proposals have received by the banking sector, which is very encouraging.
MSMEs have always been on the priority of the government. The project provides a repository of experiences in the form of case studies, learning documents, providing inputs for strengthening the policy framework through dialogue and dissemination.
It brings together the results of all of the work packages and puts them forth for policy design and implementation. So this project actually is now in touch with different and relevant ministries which can have an impact on MSME growth.
India has 47 million enterprises and they are together employing more than 100 million people. The point is, how do you ensure that the sustainable production and consumption techniques are imbibed in such a large number? This is certainly feasible only through a scaling up methodology. This project has demonstrated how one can essentially stimulate the local ecosystem through banks, financial institutions, local BMOs, hospitals, and many other service providers to connect the various dots and scale up the entire work.
The project's integrated approach enhances relevant knowledge and skills at local and regional levels and strengthens supporting institutional structures together with fostering market-driven incentive structures and by enabling policy framework. This ensures the sustainability and replication of the project's interventions beyond the project, scaling up sustainable development of MSME clusters in India.